Hey, what's going on? My name is Jonah Fox, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about harmonica keys. As you're picking up harmonicas, you'll notice there are a ton of choices, a ton of different options for keys, and it can be kind of overwhelming. So what I want to do in this video is show you what harmonicas you should pick up, what keys are really important, what ones you can get later, and what ones you can skip to save yourself a little bit of money. So let's go and get started, and I want to begin by teaching you about the normal range of harmonicas. Now, this case that I have here goes from low over here to high over here. And the low harmonicas are going to be in our standard range here, but they're pretty low. Take a listen. This is a G harmonica, is a semi-custom to Bell Noble. Okay, so that's a G harp, and that's going to be like the lowest standard key that you're using. Right in the middle of the range is my C harmonica. Now, this is generally what most lessons will require, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in a second. Here we go. All right, so that's the C harmonica. That's right in the middle, and on the high end, we have something like an F harmonica. All right, so that F harmonica was quite high. Here, just so you can hear it back to back, here's the G harmonica. Here's the F harmonica. So you're going to want to get a couple harmonicas throughout that whole range. Hey, real quick, before you concern yourself with getting all sorts of new keys, you should also be aware that one harmonica can play in a variety of keys by playing in different positions. Now, if you want to learn more about these harmonica positions and the scales that they're based off of, you can go check out my scale cheat sheet, which is a free download. It's going to tell you all of the scales, so you can just go learn them, and you can just have one harmonica and play in a whole bunch of keys. So that's another option as well. So go check out that free download, and let's continue with the video. Now, as I said before, you're going to want to start with a C harmonica because it is right in the middle of the whole range of harmonicas. Also, the music theory for a C harmonica is really simple, which is why a lot of instructors online and in books like to teach harmonica parts in the key of C, or at least on a C harmonica. So you're definitely going to want to get a C harmonica first because that's how you're going to learn. Now, after that, you can expand your keys and collect a bunch of the different keys in that range of the harmonica, going on down low from like a G flat up to an F sharp. Now, there's 12 keys in total, but in general, I'm just going to say ignore the sharp keys or the flat keys. You're going to just stick with a very basic set. So I'm going to go over all of the harmonicas that I think you should get. Let's go start with our low harmonica, and that's going to be the G. Now, that's the one that I just played for you. Now, a G harmonica is pretty low in the range, which means it's going to sound really great like on its own when you're playing like a chord-based jam or something. But the improvising could be a little low, or it might get lost in the mix. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I think G harmonica is really nice. It just feels really good. If you haven't tried a lower key harmonica, definitely pick up a G next. And G is really good because in first position, it can play in G. In second position, it plays in the key of D, major or minor. So that's a D. And in third position, it plays in the key of A minor. So that's a G harmonica. I think you should pick that one up next, or maybe second. Next on our list is the A harmonica. I think A is actually the perfect harmonica key. Number one, it plays in the key of E in second position, which is really good because there's a lot of guitar music that is written in the key of E. So you're going to find this to be very useful, especially playing over blues music and stuff like that. It's very often in the key of E. And in third position, it plays in B minor, which is a very good key. And I just think overall, A doesn't sound too low. It doesn't sound too high. I think it's perfect. So definitely you should get an A harmonica as well. Right below our C, I suggest you pick up a B flat harmonica. This is a de Bell Noble. Last harmonica was a crossover. Now this Noble here Sounds quite a bit lower than our C harmonica. So if you like the C harp, but you wouldn't mind just experiencing a little bit lower, I think B flat is a good key to pick up. B flat itself is not a very common key in first position, but if you play this harmonica in second position, you play in the key of F, which is very common. And in third position, you play in C minor, which is also a very common key. So a B flat harmonica, maybe not the most important one to pick up, but I definitely suggest you get it because F major is a nice key to play in. All right, so above that, we have a C harmonica, which we talked about earlier. And then I suggest you get the key of D. Now, this is a Seidel session steel. It sounds a little bit higher than the C, but the D harmonica really comes in handy because in second position it plays in the key of A, which is going to be very common for a lot of guitar-based music, kind of like the key of E is. So D it's not my favorite key. It's, again, a little too high for me personally, but the key of A is such a common key that you're definitely going to want to get a D harmonica at some point. So that's the D harmonica. Now there's two more suggestions I have, and one's going to be an E harmonica. This is a Golden Melody. And it's going to be an F harmonica. This is a Marine Band Deluxe. Now, F harmonicas play in the key of C in second position and the key of F in first position, which I think is very useful, but an F harmonica is pretty high in the range where I'm kind of iffy on this one. Key of E, a little bit lower. Not as useful, but occasionally you'll find some blues songs in the key of B, which is what this plays in second position. And I have used this on stage like a fair amount, but I would say if you're going to skip one of the harmonicas in this collection, I'd skip the E just because B is not that common of a key to play in. So that leaves us with the F. And as I said, this F is kind of high, so you might want to start considering going into the low keys. So this right here is a Suzuki Pure Harp, and this is in the key of low F. I think low keys sound really cool. I just think they're a very satisfying key of harmonica to play because the low keys really resonate with you and they take a different amount of air because they have larger reeds. It takes more to get them moving. But I think they're really cool. They're not going to stand out when you're soloing as much just because, you know, higher pitches are going to really pop out from the mix as comparison to low keys. So low keys are really great when you're playing something that's like, you know, kind of like a chord rhythm jam. If you do try to get some low keys, I would start on the key of low F and then work your way down because these are a lot harder to play, especially on the bends. I used to be able to bend all of the holes on all of my harmonicas, and when I got this low F, it took me a while to get that to work. And below the F, there's a bunch of other keys. You know, you can go low with all of the keys, but the lower you go, the harder these are going to be to play. Those are the harmonicas I think you should pick up. I really don't think you need to get all 12 harmonicas. For one reason, if you're learning a song that happens to be in an odd key, let's say a song that happens to be in the key of A sharp, well, you can use software like AnyTune, which is what I use to transcribe music, to just retune your song up and down a half step. It's very easy, doesn't change the sound too much, and you'll be able to play it on whatever harmonica that you have. The only situation where you're really going to need all of these odd keys like the sharps and the flats is if you are playing with a band. Now, a lot of times in a band, the singer is the one who's going to really determine the key. Usually, you know, it's written in a certain key because it has a sound, but then the singer has to change the key a little bit to find exactly where their specific voice fits. And so you're going to also have to do this if you're working with a singer in a band and they need to raise up a step or go down a half step. That's when you need all 12 keys so you can easily make that change with them. So just keep that in mind. If you're in a band, you're going to want to get a full set of 12 and maybe experiment with the low keys as well. That's what you need to know about keys. I hope you pick up a set on your own. Watch this video next if you want to learn all about the different harmonica models I've tried, and you can check out this video down here to cut to the chase and see my top 10 list if you're going to pick up some new harmonicas in new keys. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Peace.